Well, it's good to see you all again. My name's Ed Perlmutter. I'm the congressman for the 7th Congressional District. And as part of our Local Heroes series, today we get to visit with Lisa Smith, who is an Arvada resident and somebody who, like some of the other folks we've talked to, has gone above and beyond the call of duty to try to help her neighbors and her community. And so I'm going to turn it to Lisa right now, and she can tell us, since March, she and her partner, Eli, have participated in a venture that has helped out our community. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Hi, well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I think it's really important to highlight people that are helping in the community and really engage other people to kind of step up and contribute. So what we've been working on recently is a hand sanitizer initiative. It's in our backyard. It's a very small, workshop that we just started acquiring all the goods we needed to make hand sanitizer. So what we had basically done was realize that there was a need for PPE and sanitizer. And while we were working on figuring out PPE, we thought we could work on sanitizer. My partner Eli, as you'd mentioned, had kind of started researching with the WHO on how to make sanitizer. And once we got that information, we just started crowdsourcing. Hey, where can we get glycerin? Where can we get Everclear? And through a series of network connections, we were able to put it all together. And to date, we have about 2,000 bottles distributed to Jefferson County and Arvada.
Well, tell us, who have you been distributing the hand sanitizers to? Has it been medical people or businesses or who?
Yeah, so it started off where we were immediately going to healthcare providers and nonprofits, kind of those frontline workers. But as PPE and hand sanitizer started coming in, we realized that there's a broader audience that we needed to support, right? We have people that are still going to work that might not be considered essential workers. So we started sharing on social media, on the Arvada Chamber. We reached out to our elected officials and said, who needs sanitizer? Let's get this out. So it ranged from, the Arvada Police Department, the Arvada Fire Department, the whole Jefferson County Clerk Office. So we really distributed it far and wide. But also, as I was going out and having to do errands, delivering food, I would give sanitizer to just older disabled people that I saw along the way. And then recently we expanded to a lot of local and small businesses that are starting to open up. We want to make sure that they're opening up safe, and doing so, they need hand sanitizer. So we've been providing that as well.
Well, how have these different businesses or individuals reacted to you providing them with the sanitizers?
At first, I think a lot of them were confused. What do I owe you? What do I need to do to get this? And I said, no, just take a box. Like, this is for you. So I think a lot of times people were a little confused and then immediately grateful. Can I give you a bottle of wine? I've gotten a thank you card from a daughter of a senior person. I think it's just very lovely to see the joy they have when you're giving something to them with no expectation back.
Well, my guess is there was a little bit of satisfaction for you too.
Yeah, I think every time that you help someone, you do feel a little bit of joy in yourself. I think that's part of the benefit. It's a win-win in both ways.
So tell me about, you're with an organization called Team Rubicon. What is that?
Yeah, Team Rubicon's a disaster recovery organization. So we deploy veterans to disaster and humanitarian crises across the globe and also locally. So COVID was a new area for us. We hadn't recently dealt with pandemics, so we're kind of writing the playbook as we're going with our work. But most of the time we respond to fires and floods. I remember in 2013 we had Big Thompson 100-year flood, Hyde Park fire. Those are all things that we would deploy our veterans to kind of help the community rebuild and become safer.
Well, it sounds to me like, making the hand sanitizer just in a little shop in the backyard is part of your DNA, that you look to help communities, help individuals whenever you can, because that sounds precisely what Team Rubicon does. If some community or some individuals in dire straits, you guys look to try to help them using veterans who, that's what veterans do, is they give to the community, they give to the state, they give to the country.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that. It's almost in the DNA of veterans to just continue to give back and And it helps that my mom's a teacher and my dad's a social worker. So they kind of ingrained it in my Irish, Italian, Catholic life that you need to keep giving back even if you are tired. So I think it's just wonderful to see other people stepping up as well.
Well, so are you still making the hand sanitizers? Are you still distributing it to people?
Yeah, so most recently, last week, the Arvada Old Town district just reopened. So I provided about 15 gallons of sanitizer to them to kind of give to the streets because they closed them down. So we have a couple hundred bottles left, and as some donations come in, we keep making more. So we're gonna keep crunching it and pushing them out until we can get everyone safe and clean in the community.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us for our Local Heroes series. You completely fit the bill. I know you probably say you're no hero, but you know, it's the kind of emotion that you bring, it's the kind of motivation that you bring, and your willingness to help your neighbors. That's what makes a hero. And so you may not think that you quite fit the bill, but I can tell you, you fit in nicely with this series as somebody who really likes to give to the community. And I'm glad between your teacher father or teacher mother and your social working parent that they've instilled in you this desire to give back to the community. So I just like to turn it over to you to say whatever you like to close this thing, but just thanks for being part of our community. Thanks for being part of our Local Heroes program.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I appreciate what you're doing and kind of highlighting some of the good people in the community. I think the more that we can highlight and change that narrative to a more positive lens, the more
Yes.
we can continue to contribute and make a better environment and community for us. So thank you for what you do as well.
Well, I hope to see you continuing to do this community service in whatever form you'd like to make it, because our community, like you said, we need to highlight these positive efforts like yours, because there are many of them. And a lot of times in the media, social media, TV, we just see all sort of the darker side of things, but there's so much positive work going on. And I think you've got a long future ahead of you of giving to our community. So I want to thank Lisa Smith for joining us today and for producing 2,000 bottles of the hand sanitizer per the WHO guidelines. So they did this right. So thank you very much, and hope to see you sometime soon.
Thank you very much.